Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. We are live in living color this evening. Live in living color. Right here. Right here. About to get it in. We're going to get some boxing in this evening. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to get some boxing going on tonight. You know, listen, y'all. This is going to be a great night of boxing. I'm going to definitely commentate to the best of my abilities. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk and chat in between the rounds. We're going to talk boxing. Um, I'm just excited about this card. This is a really, really good card. You know, the matchmakers did a heck of a job putting this card together. The promoters did a tremendous job putting this card together. Um, World Championship titles are on the line this evening. So we look forward to really, really getting it in. Salute to everybody in the chat. Um, Shout out to So Truth, Carl Brown, Don Sapansky. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. My good guy, Rod, RODD, Tech RD. What's up? Salute to you all. We're going to talk some boxing. Please hit the like button. Please, as you're entering in, if you feel, encouraged to do so, we're going to have some good boxing dialogue this evening. Come on in. I welcome you. I welcome you. Come on in. For those that would be watching the replay of this live, I welcome you also. Those of you that are live right now, of course, I welcome you. This is a great card. To my understanding, there's supposed to be a tied to eliminator um, between um, Richardson Hitchens and John Bauza. And I'm waiting for them to see um, if this fight is going to definitely take place before Alycia um, Baumgardner, come out. I don't know if they're starting with that. I thought that they was going to start off with the Hitchens fight and then Alycia, and then after that Serrano in the main event. Um, but if they don't start this broadcast off with the Hitchens fight, then I'm just going to have to just talk boxing with you all. We gonna get it in. Um, I think that fight with um Hitchens and Bauza, man, whew, that's going to be a really, really, really good fight. I don't think that they produced that fight earlier on the broadcast because I had the zone, on, and I was, doing my thing and doing things that I had to do today on and off. I just kept checking to make sure that they wouldn't have it on the undercards on the I think they called it the prelims. We call it prelims, but the preliminary bouts. Um, so hopefully they didn't. I don't think they did though, but we're gonna see. We're gonna talk some boxing this evening. Salute to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Daryl Thigpen and Cash Crypto. I see you. Thank you very much for your salute. Um, we're gonna see So Truth. We're gonna see if this gonna be my highest live view. That's what So Truth says. I don't know. We shall see. But guess what? Even if it isn't, y'all all could have been anywhere in the world this evening, and you all chose to be, here with me this evening. So it's okay. Long as I got y'all here, we good. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk some boxing this evening. Um, as you all know, um, Alycia Baumgardner, she is the truth in the ring. She has great skills. She knows how to control the real estate in the ring. She knows how to utilize her jab effectively. She knows how to throw good combinations and when to throw those combinations. Um, I'm proud of being a fan of hers. I actually met her, I think about a month ago. I met her about a month ago. She came to some fights here locally in Philly about a month ago, and me and her talked. We took pictures together. We were, because we were sitting inside the gate, not front row, but inside of the gate where the promoters sit and some of the officials sit. So we had a good conversation. She's a really beautiful young lady, of course, on the outside, but more importantly, she's a beautiful lady on the inside. In fact, all right, so Hitchens and Bauza, they will be fighting, but they are not the first fight like I thought they would be. That's why I have their picture up here and their names, because I thought they was the first bout, but there's an 8-rounder coming up first, and I won't have to commentate on that. We can talk some boxing. That's an 8-rounder. So let's talk some boxing real quick, y'all. What do y'all think about the Hitchens versus Bauza fight? Let's start there. Let's talk in the chat. I mean, let's talk there. Let's talk on that fight first, and then once they start coming out, then I'll commentate on that. Yes, post game salute to you in the chat. Alycia is a beautiful woman. This is what post game says, and yes, she really is a beautiful woman. I think she was born in Ohio, and she began her boxing career when she moved to Detroit, Michigan. Salute to you, J Wash 4. Salute to you. Those that are just entering in to the live, I welcome you. Y'all know me by now. Y'all do not have to dust your feet off when you come into my live, and you don't have to ring the bell because the door is already unlocked for you because I welcome you in. So I'm glad to have you all tonight. We're going to talk some boxing. All right, so Rod says this in the chat. He says, so I think Hitchens has the confidence, but Bauza is no pushover. That is absolutely correct. Bauza, let me say this, y'all. For some of you that do not know this, John Bauza, he is the guy who defeated Michael Williams Jr. about a little over a year ago. He actually knocked him down about, I think, like 3 times and then TKO'd him. Michael Williams Jr. is the same prospect who will be fighting Adrian Broner in Atlanta in a couple of weeks. So John Bauza is no pushover, and we're going to see what Hitchens got for him tonight. I think Hitchens definitely got great boxing ability to basically outbox Bauza tonight, as far as comparing both fighters' skill sets. But we shall see. Anthony Jones in the chat, salute to you, says, did Alycia scrap yet? No, she did not scrap yet. There's the Hitchens versus Bauza fight that will start, and they will produce fireworks in the ring. And then after that fight, Alycia will be fighting. So the first fight, the 8-rounder, is coming up now. The fighters are performing their in-ring entrances, and this is an 8-rounder. So this fight might be quicker than we anticipated, but in the meantime and in between time, let's talk some boxing, y'all. Talk to me in the chat. Come on in. Those of you are coming in slowly but surely. I see you. The watch numbers are increasing exponentially, and I'm glad to have you all this evening. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to talk some boxing before I start commentating. And on top of that, while I'm commentating, round by round, since I am an official certified USA boxing judge and I am trained to judge, I'm actually going to judge both fights, the Hitchens versus Bauza fight and the Alycia Baumgardner and the Elhem Mekhaled fight. So I'm going to give you not just my analysis while I'm commentating, but round by round, I'm going to effectively score using the judging criteria. Okay. So come on in the chat. Let me know you in here. My guy is here. Aaron H. Muhammad. Salute to you, sir. Truth Speaks. Salute to you as well. Truth Speaks. I saw that name somewhere. Truth Speaks. I don't know where I saw that name from. I'm not sure if you came on my live before, but salute to you. Truth Speaks. I saw your name somewhere. Looks very familiar. Salute to you, PGH Big Dog in the chat. Cash Crypto asked me, Marty, who you got, Benavidez or Plant? You know what? I think that's a 50-50 fight, man. You know, I definitely think that's a 50-50 fight. Truth Speaks asked me, do you favor effective aggression or punches landed? Well, I'm gonna tell you what the criteria is. And effective aggression is a little bit a part of the judging criteria, Truth Speaks, but I'm always going to go with punches landed because that's the number one piece of criteria that judges use to calculate the points and even score the rounds effectively. So I'm always going to go with punches landed over effective aggression. Now, it's not just punches landed, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the roller tape film crew. It's punches landed in the scoring zone, okay? Because you can land a punch, but it might not be particularly in the scoring zone. Trying to catch everybody in the chat because you know everything goes by really fast. Salute to you, Big George 850. I see you in the chat. I'm going to pull your coat tail, manager, and ask who do you have, Zoo versus Harrison. That's from my guy Rod. I'm gonna tell you something, Rod. I would like for Harrison to win against Costa Zoo's son, Tim Zoo. But I noticed something in that last fight with Harrison. And I got a great deal of respect for Harrison. I love his boxing style. I'm a fan of Harrison. Harrison's legs look like they're not there. To me, with you know, as I looked at his last fight, just evaluating him, I always look at the legs of fighters first, especially in their older ages, because usually the first thing that goes on a fighter is their legs, and then of course their reflexes. But I didn't think his legs was theirs, and he played the ropes a lot, and he outboxed that last guy he fought. I think Harrison can beat Zoo. I do, but he just has to show his skill set on defense, and he has to remain focused. He has to remain focused. Truth Speaks says, I frequent a lot of the boxing circles. I was in the chat when you was on YSM. Okay, salute to you again, Truth Speaks. Yeah, he just got to stay focused because he did really, really well against Charlo in their last fight, that second fight that they had. But towards the championship rounds, as we call it in boxing, he started to lose focus. I can tell that he started having some mental lapse and he started losing focus. And I believe he was kind of winning that fight a little bit going into the championship rounds. And sometimes in boxing, when you start losing focus mentally or you start getting too confident, you can catch a big shot. And it's always the punch you don't see that really hurts you the most. And you know what? That's not just in boxing. That's in life as well. So sometimes it's always the punch that you don't see coming. Those of you that are just entering into the live, come on in, jump in the chat, let us know you're here. I am definitely going to commentate on two fights this evening: the Hitchens versus Bauza fight, and then right after that, Alycia Baumgardner and the Elhem Mekhaled unification bout for the undisputed championship of the world. If everything flows well with us this evening and y'all still want to hang out, all you gotta do is let me know in the chat. Hey, commentate on the main event, the Serrano fight, and I'll do just that if y'all want. If not, you know, we can pack it up after the Baumgartner fight. But in between time and in the meantime, come on in the chat. Let's talk some boxing while we're waiting for this preliminary bout to end. This is the first round out of 8. It's just a 8-round fight, and I think this guy here, I'm not going to commentate on it, but I think he's 2-0. 2-0. This guy, I think his name is. I think this guy. Rivera. I think he's like 2-0. So that's a good look for him. You know what I mean? That's a good look for him to be on the zone live and be exposed to over 200 countries in his third professional bout. That's called good representation. That's called good management. That's called good promotion. And that's what I love to talk about on my channel, having good representation. Um, Lou Era Grassroots, peace to you again. Loris Staten, hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Respect to you as well. And I salute you all in the chat. Post game asked me, what would you advise Errol Spence to do next, Manager Marty? That's a very good question, Post. The thing I would advise Errol Spence to do if he was my client in his particular situation, I would allow Errol Spence obviously to fight his mandatory and Keith Thurman, and then when he beats Keith Thurman, decide to either fight Boots Ennis and just go on and get that over with because he is the interim IBF champion, the WBA title eliminator mandated bout between Virgil Ortiz and Stanionis. That's already locked in. I think that's in April from what I've been told. So it's like, who else is there to fight and defend the titles with? I mean, because at this point, we all know that Bud Crawford is not going to fight Errol Spence. And to my personal opinion, I don't think Bud Crawford ever wanted to fight Spence, ever. So, and there's no point of trying to spin the block and give him another chance to play games with us again and, drag us through the mud, talk all this big talk on social media through Twitter. And then when it's time to sign, he don't sign. And then before we thought we had a good relationship, or at least a healthy relationship enough to have him contact Al Heyman directly, but he was already negotiating with another streaming platform without providing transparency about that. But then he's asking for transparency about the books and approval and just all that kind of stuff. These are signs and symptoms in the sport of boxing and in the business of boxing that happens with fighters that do not want to fight. So there's no point in spinning no block on him. So that's what I would advise for Errol Spence to do, in my personal opinion, if I was managing somebody in his position. Lou Era Grassroots asked me, what's your take on David and CP press conference? CP stands for Caleb Plant. David Benavidez is his opponent and who you're referring to. My take is that from a business aspect, they got to clean it up a little bit. I mean, it's cool to talk greasy to each other, but it has to be organized. And when I say organized, I don't mean that it has to be rehearsed prior to. What I mean by organized is certain words that we're not going to say to each other, because as a promoter, as a manager, as someone who's accepting financial and monetary resources from sponsors, we want to make sure it's healthy enough for them to get their dollars worth, that they're helping pay to defray the cost of our promotion. So when one person's talking, let that person talk. If you want to throw a shot at them, that's cool. Throw a shot at them after they finish talking, and then vice versa. Instead of talking over each other, and then David Benavidez keep getting up like he going to do something when you seeing two big husky black security detail right behind them. It's like, come on, we ain't going to play them little games. We already know ain't nobody going to put no hands on each other right now. So let's not make it to a point where we can't get it controlled. And that's what I mean by organized. They had no control. So hopefully they can do a little bit better in the next go round. And one of the things is, I want to say this because I've been thinking about this all day today about that Caleb Plant and that Benavidez fight. And I want y'all in the chat to tell me what y'all think about this. And I'm not accusing anybody. Let me say this. Public record. I am not accusing anyone of any performance enhancement drugs. However, I would like for both fighters to undergo VADA testing. Both of them. That's all I'm just saying. Not accusing nobody of any performance enhancing drugs. I just want both fighters to be able to go through the process of receiving vital testing. And it's enough time. It is enough time to be able to do it. You know what I mean? As far as time from now all the way to when they fight. And on top of that, hey, what can I say? You know, it is going to cost money to get that done. Aaron H. Muhammad, my guy, he says, Manager Marty, is it possible for Benavidez to allow his angry aggression to make a judgment error against Plant and be careless? Absolutely. Absolutely, Aaron Muhammad. In fact, I think that Benavidez is careless a lot. I'm not saying that Benavidez does not have skill. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is I would like for him to get a little bit more strategic when he's setting up those combinations. And on top of that, I would like for his footwork to be a little bit more grounded, because I noticed that Benavidez he lifts his back foot up too much for my liking, because I always look at the legs and feet of fighters, not just when I'm judging the amateurs, but also just when I'm just evaluating fights, you know, just as a regular fan, you know, because he don't have no defense. And when your footwork is not there, you can throw a lot of punches, but how are you going to defend counter punches that's coming back to you? And that's what I always look at. And I don't think that Benavidez puts a lot of effort in the defense. So yes, he can definitely get careless, especially fighting a guy like Plant, who knows how to stick, move. He has fairly good enough defense to basically, roll those punches, pull, counter, pivot. Caleb got some good defense, and he moves around a lot because he understands the real estate of the ring. Ring generalship is what we call it. So I hope I answered your question. Rod asked me, what did you think about that 100 count with the Navarrete fight last night? If you saw it, I did not see the fight in its entirety. However, I did see highlights, and I'm going to tell you straight up right now, I do believe that the referee made several mistakes in that fight. He definitely made a few mistakes in that fight. And one of the mistakes that he made was the fact that he didn't realize that the opponent, I think his name was Wilson, the opponent Wilson was not in the neutral corner. Now that's number one. Number two, when he started counting and he picked up the count by the knockdown referee that was outside the ring, right? Who sits next to the timekeeper. He picked up the count at 4. Then he says 5. Then he says 6. And then he spit his mouthpiece out. But before he spit his mouthpiece out, mistake number 2 from the referee is that once the fighter took his eyes off the referee and looked at his trainer, that was enough that he should have either stopped the fight, or what he should have done was right after he spit his mouthpiece out, he should have took a point from him after he conducted the 8 count. And the thing about it is this. Somebody asked me earlier, I was talking to a good friend of mine on the phone about this situation earlier. And they said to me, because I said to them, I said, hey, he spit the mouthpiece out. The referee picked the mouthpiece up himself and just stuck it back in the fighter's mouth while he was already in his own corner. And a good friend of mine that I was talking to on the phone earlier, he said, Marty, how do you know that he was in his corner? You didn't even see the fight. You just looked at the highlights. I said, let me explain something to you. And I want to tell all of you this so that you all can understand, because you know I like educating about the business and the sport of boxing. So I'm going to do it and use this opportunity now for all of you that's watching me live. When you look at the fighters from now on, I want y'all to start noticing this, all right? When you look at the fighters that's competing in the ring, 9 times out of 10, you will look at the wrists of the boxing gloves of the fighters, okay? Now, this don't have to happen all the time. It depends on the state that they're in, the country that they're fighting in. It's a lot of dynamics that go into it, right? But 9 times out of 10, fighters will have tape wrapped around their wrist of the gloves, right? And the inspectors who work and represent the commission, they are the ones who sign the hand wraps, right? After they evaluate them, they evaluate the gloves, and then sometimes if the tape is white, they'll sign on the tape. But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, right? The the tape that's wrapped around the wrists of fighters are color coordinated. Okay, you'll have blue tape and you'll have red tape. Okay, and what that signifies is that the fighter that has the blue tape wrapped around the wrist of their gloves is in the blue corner. And then the fighter that has the red tape wrapped around the wrist of their gloves, they are in the other corner. Y'all got that right? And the reason why we do that in the sport of boxing is so that the judges won't be confused of who the fighters are. Because on their score sheets, they do have the names of the fighters, but they don't identify them by name because they don't want to make an error on who they give the points to accidentally. So they just condense it to red corner, blue corner. All right. And so if you looked at that Navarrete fight, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, you will notice that Navarrete was in the red corner, and the color of the tape that was on the wrist of his boxing gloves were also red, which is why he was able to turn around to the left side of him before he spit his mouthpiece out and gain instruction or a certain look from his trainers. And then that's when he was instructed, or it was a signal given by his trainers to say, hey, buy yourself some more time. You know, this is a veteran move. Spit the mouthpiece out. And that's exactly what he did. So I want to make sure that you all learned that. So from now on, when you look at fights, 9 times out of 10, you will see and notice that fighters have color-coded tapes wrapped around the wrist of their gloves. Okay, and now you know why. All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape crew, every donation and contribution you make to this channel is very greatly appreciated. I encourage you all to come on and be a blessing to me this evening so that I can increase the quality. And when I say the quality, I'm referring to not just the content, but also the audio and visual quality of this channel so that I can produce the content that you all love, the content that you all support, and so that I could be separated and unique from all other channels. Not saying that all other channels are doing wrong. What I'm saying is I like to be unique. I like to make sure I'm not just following behind everybody else, just using a cell phone. I want to make sure, I'm using the 4HD camera. I'm gonna need some better lighting, right? I'm pricing all this stuff. So if you guys and ladies be a blessing to me, I'll be able to contribute those resources that you contribute to me to the enhancement of the quality, visual, audio, and the content itself. And especially when I do interviews too, because I like to do great interviews and call certain people. But some people say, well, look, I don't mind doing the interviews, but you got to send me some money. That's just how it is. It's just business. Most people don't, but some people do. So I want to make sure that we have enough fiduciary that goes around to be a blessing to everybody so that we can enhance the content. Shout out and salute to my guy, YSM Sports Media. Salute to you, YSM. Appreciate you in the chat, my brother. Always good to see your name on my screen, man. Anthony Jones, he asked me, boy, got the Fury count. Yeah, that referee definitely gave him a long count. And I'm not saying that based on seconds. Now, I told y'all before on the content of my channel and one of my videos on the channel, I talked about how there's a difference between count and seconds. And in fact, I had an expert, the referee. If some of you remember the interview I did with the referee, professional referee Brent Bovell, and he actually alluded to that point. So I'm not referring to the seconds. I'm referring to the actual count where he turned around and looked at Wilson to make sure he was in the neutral corner. And then the mouthpiece was spit out. And then after the mouthpiece was spit out, he picked up the mouthpiece and didn't even ask the trainers, which is usually standard in boxing, to ask the trainers to rinse out the mouthpiece and then give the mouthpiece to the trainer so that the trainer himself or herself can actually put the mouthpiece in their own fighter's mouth without providing with any instructions. That's usually what's supposed to happen, but the referee didn't do that, and because of that, it allowed Navarrete to have more time to recover. And then, of course, you know what happened at the end of that movie in the 9th round. He basically knocked Wilson out. And then, to my understanding, a friend of mine who I talked to earlier on the phone told me that the guy was crying because he lost, and he knew he kind of should have won. So, I didn't see that portion of it, but it's a sad thing sometimes, when you have, that win right there, you're close to the win, and then all of a sudden now, let's say a referee or even a judge, takes that win from a fighter who was seconds away from winning legitimately. Come on in, the live here. Welcome. I welcome you all that's coming right into the live. We're on round 5 out of 8 in the preliminary bout, and then I'm going to begin commentating on the Hitchens versus Bauza fight, because that fight is coming up next. But in the meantime and in between time, I encourage you all to like this video. I encourage you all to donate and contribute to the channel if you like. There's no pressure here. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to send me a cash app, I know it's not on the screen as I typically have it sliding across the screen, but my cash app is $Manager Marty. And of course, you can donate through the super chat, super thanks, or super sticker. And we are live in living color. Hey, real quick, let me just do an audio check. Can you all hear me clearly? I just bought this microphone not too long ago. I think about last week was my first time using it. Can you all hear me clearly? How's my audio? I want to make sure that my audio is clear, so that when I commentate, we won't have any interruptions and you all can hear me. Can you all hear me? Can somebody chat? Can somebody hit me up in the chat and let me know if the audio's good? All right, Carl Brown, thank you. Lou Era Grassroots, thank you. J Wash 4, thank you. Clint Eastwood, thank you very much. Salute. So right now, we're waiting. Round 6 is about to come up on this fight in the preliminary, but like I said, in the meantime, there she go. Sorry, y'all, I just got distracted. Go ahead, Alycia. They showing her arrival. Oh yes. Y'all like her, don't y'all? Hey, listen, I want to ask y'all a question, right? What do y'all think about my thumbnail? Did y'all see my thumbnail for this video? Y'all like it? What y'all think about it? I try to be creative a little bit, you know what I mean? Because they call her the sexiest woman in boxing, so I had to make sure I give her a little promotion to try to make an appeal for some of y'all to come on and join this live. You know what I mean? Just a little marketing ploy, you know what I mean? Yes. Yeah, so we in round 6 out of 8 on this little fight here. Hey, let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think about the Caleb Plant versus Benavidez press conference? What do y'all think about the press conference? Then we'll talk about the fight. What do y'all think about that press conference? Most of you probably saw that yesterday or last night. What y'all think about that press conference? I don't see nobody in the chat. What's going on? What y'all doing? What y'all doing right now? I don't see nobody in the chat. What's going on? Y'all with me? Y'all still here? Where y'all at right now? Where we at? Where y'all at right now? That's what's up. I see the likes coming in. Life is good. Salute. Manager Marty, glad to see you doing your thing. Keep pushing content. Keep it honest. Thank you so much. Life is good. I'm always going to keep it honest. And I really, really appreciate the support and feedback. Yeah, Tech RD. Tech RD says Ben was hype on edge and Plant was calm and collected. Yep, I totally agree. Totally agree. Come on in the chat, y'all. Let's talk about that press conference with Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. Oh, if y'all just joining in, speaking of Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, I'm gonna keep it 100. Tell me what y'all think about this too. I think both fighters should undergo VADA testing. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm accusing anyone or either fighter of performance enhancing or enhancement drugs. I'm not accusing any one of the athletes, but I'm just saying I just want to make sure that it's an even playing field for both fighters and make sure that they go through VADA testing and that there is enough time to get it done between now and next month when they are scheduled to compete. And I know that it's probably going to cost $30,000 or a minimum of $30,000 um, for both fighters, but it's worth it. You know what I mean? My guy, Dudgeon Talk with Doom. Salute, Manager Marty. It seems to me Benavidez had nervous energy. Okay, that's a good yeah, that was a good observation. Artwork says David is going to hurt that dude real bad. Yeah, we shall see. David Benavidez is a big dude. He definitely is a big dude. I can't front. He's definitely a big dude, man. Carl Brown says, I think David is sleeping on Plant. I do too. I definitely do think that David is sleeping on Plant. Thanks again, Aaron Muhammad. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. The audio is good. Everybody's telling me. Thank y'all. Yeah, we about to start round 7 on this fight here. And then we're going to get into the particulars of Hitchens versus Bauza. And speaking of Benavidez and Plant, y'all, I'm waiting for y'all in the chat to show me your feedback on that. Do y'all think that both fighters should undergo VADA testing? What y'all think? Yeah, the press conference definitely is going to hype it up to make everybody want to buy and watch the fight because both of these guys, they definitely have pride. They definitely both speak their mind, and they both don't back down. So press conference is going to be love. I just wanted to be a little bit more organized because David Benavidez's dad be kind of going overboard sometimes, and when he does that, that's when they start muting microphones. Putting the microphones on mute. Then they start curving language. And then the sponsors start getting a little bit nervous because they donating money. So I just wanted to be a little bit more organized. And we've seen this happen when Danny Garcia's dad, Angel Garcia, when he used to be his alter ego, as he called Crazy Angel. He started doing certain things at press conference and using epithets and cursing and being boisterous, and they had to start cutting his microphone off, and they start having to tell him to, hey, curve your language and curve this, let's make it a little bit more organized and different things of that nature. And every time he did that, except for the Zab Judah fight, after the Zab Judah fight, that was the biggest one. That was the biggest one that actually had that real bad blood, and they really start pushing, and it started getting wild. But after the Zab Judah fight, when Angel Garcia started doing that, right, you notice how it put more pressure on his son, Danny. And when he started doing that, it puts more pressure on the fighter, to live up to the words of their dad, what I mean, or the trainer. And sometimes Danny came up on the wrong end of the stick. Not because of that. I'm just saying that added more pressure on him, though. I do believe that you are absolutely correct, Dungeon Talk. All fighters should undergo testing. West from town, all fighters should do VADA testing, in my opinion. Totally agree. Yep. Every professional boxer should definitely be tested every fight. I totally agree. Artwork says yes, they should. Plant out of nowhere has all this power now. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I mean, the punch that he landed on Darrell never got knocked out before. He did get TKO'd by Benavidez though. Um, um, but I mean, that was a punch right on the button, and you can get hit like that, especially when you don't see the punch coming. You can get hurt like that. Not you can get hit like that, but you can get hurt like that, especially when you don't see the punch coming. So, but who knows though? That's why I'm saying, yo, let's get that VADA testing popping. Mike Rom, salute to you. I see you in the chat. All right, I got you, Wes. You said H-Town. I got you. Yup. Yeah, and that's one of the things that that makes the dynamic of a father and son relationship when the father's the trainer and the son's the fighter. It makes that dynamic a little bit more difficult because as some of you are saying in the chat, a lot of dads become a little bit too emotional. You know what I mean? Because that is their son. And some dads be too protective, So that dynamic can be very difficult at times. All right, y'all. This is the last round, the beginning of the last round, the 8th round of both of these fighters. In the preliminary televised bout. And then we're gonna get right to that Hitchens versus Bauza. Because I think that's gonna be a real good fight. Yes, real good fight. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep. Come on, talk to me in the chat, y'all. What y'all doing? I see them numbers dropping. I see the eyes. I see them eyes numbers dropping. Come on, y'all. Come on, I welcome you in. Come on, hang in there with me. If you haven't already done so, I encourage you. Click on the like button. Yes, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, even if you're watching the replay of this live, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I actually left the join the channel link in the description. Okay, so feel free. You don't have to do it right this minute, but feel free if you want to join as a member of this channel. The link will be in the description. It's already there. Feel free to join. Got some good perks lined up. 3 membership packages, very affordable, and I got some exclusive content for all the members that join this channel. And salute to everyone that already joined thus far. The few people that did join, if you're on this live right now, or if you want to watch this live on the replay, I salute to you and thank you again. Come on, y'all. Come on in. I see the numbers growing exponentially. Yes, I see it. I see it. Come on in. I welcome you. I welcome you. You do not have to take your shoes off and dust your feet off when you come in. And you do not have to ring the doorbell because the door is unlocked. And for some of you that are already subscribed, the door is already open because I welcome you. Come on in. Yeah, let's hit the like button, y'all. Let's get this content out. Yes, yes, indeed. I'm excited about it, man. We're going to have some good night of boxing this evening. Yes, yes. What else we can talk about while we waiting for this fight to end? What else can we talk about real quick? We talked about David Benavidez and Plant, the press conference. We talked about the actual fight. I said it was a 50-50 fight, in my personal opinion. What else? What else can we talk about real quick before we get this show popping? What else can we talk about real quick? Because this fight just ended. This one right here just ended. So, well, while we're waiting, let me give a little bit of the introductions to both fighters. As we know, Richardson Hitchens, he's going to be taking on John Bauza, And man, look, I think this is going to be a really, really action-packed, technical and tactical fight. Before we get there, I see somebody in the chat. Life is Good says, Manager Marty, have you ever thought about locking in with up and coming fighters out of Philly and following their careers and getting exclusive interviews with them? Life is Good, absolutely. I always talk to the up and coming fighters out of Philly. In fact, I started out just managing the up and coming fighters to protect their interests and provide them with education on the business. And most of the up and coming fighters are the fighters that I get a front row seat to watch them develop in the amateurs because I'm a judge, right? And so, yes, absolutely. And I am going to start getting some exclusive interviews from them. And I appreciate that. Life is Good. I thank you for that feedback. Um, Rod asked me about Anui. Who you got? Man, I try not to make predictions because I'm not an in the ring performance expert, meaning trainers, right? But I'm gonna tell you something. That's gonna be a good fight, though. I'm gonna say this because I don't want anybody to get the impression that just because I'm from Philly that I'm being biased. But I don't think Anui is just gonna run straight through Cool Boy. We call him Scooter in Philly. I don't think he's gonna just run straight through Scooter, like just knock him out like he been doing these other fighters. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's gonna just knock. I think that Scooter can really outbox him. But I think, and I said this on YSM Sports Media's channel. Y'all can go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. But I said this recently on YSM Sports Media's channel on his live that I believe that Scooter, Cool Boy, I think he should hire the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, as a sparring partner, since he's already been in the ring twice with Anui, and he can actually mimic his style in training camp to help Scooter prepare better for Anui. But I think that's going to be a good fight. I don't know who I have right now. Of course, I'm going to be rooting for Scooter, no doubt about that. But that's going to be a close fight. That's going to be a really, really good fight. But I think as long as Scooter, use that defense, use his footwork, and don't try to exchange with that guy. A lot of young fighters want to show that they got heart by exchanging with power punchers, and you really don't have to do that. You can just outbox him, land some clean shots. And also, what he's going to have to do, Scooter, that is, he is going to have to dig down deep to the body because we don't know what Anui's punch resistance really look like. Now, I know Scooter's not a big puncher, but I'm just saying he's going to have to land some punches to the body and slow him down. And of course, we already know what Anui come to do. He actually have good skills on top of just power. So that's going to be a really, really good fight. Any more questions? Somebody, come on, ask me some boxing questions. Ask me some business questions of the sport of boxing. Yes, they're just ending the this preliminary fight, and then we're gonna get it popping. And while I have the chance to waiting on someone to ask me a question or shoot a comment in the chat, feel free to contribute to the channel through a super chat or a super sticker or even a super thanks. Every contribution helps to enhance the audio, video, and even the content quality that we try to produce here on the Manager Marty channel. And I'm just excited about boxing this evening. We're going to have some good boxing this evening. Crims says, good day, everybody. Is it already started? Not yet, Crims. Salute to you in the chat as well. The zone went to a brief commercial break. And then when they come off the break, I am going to officially start the introductions between Richardson Hitchens and John Bauza. So they're about to start in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, and in between time, if someone wants to ask me a boxing question, of the business or just in general, feel free to ask me. All right, life is good. Manager Marty, how come the WBO isn't enforcing Bud to unify or drop the belt? That's a very, very good question. Um, that's because they know, number one, that anytime Bud is going to defend their title, because even though he's not as marketable as, let's say, Spence, meaning money wise, as far as him making more money than like a Spence or Tank Davis or Canelo, he still can generate a few millions of dollars. So they're going to try to ride him out to get a piece of that purse every time he fights, compared to him just dropping the belt or vacating the title to somebody who's probably up and coming, who doesn't have the same level of compensation benefits as a Terrence Bud Crawford. That's the number one reason right there. It's all about the money. Bud Jablonski says in the chat, I just wanted to say that I absolutely hate Alycia Baumgardner. She continues to have me thinking about other stuff whilst watching her fights. Well, hate is a strong word, but you know, I can see you, saying, you know, uh, damn, you can't even say. I'm just saying hate is a strong word, but I understand what you mean, though, brother. If Are you Bud? Or let me see, Jablonski. Are you really Bud Jablonski, or are you Bud Crawford? Bud might be watching. He might be watching in the chat now. YouTube don't tell you who watching the channel when you on live. But no, seriously, Bud. I understand. Trust me, I do understand. I understand. They call her the sexiest woman in boxing. That's what they call her. Artwork asked me a question. Do you think Wilder was cheated in the second fight? No, I do not think Wilder was cheated in the second fight. I don't. I think Fury made some great adjustments that than he did in the first fight, meaning that the first fight he tried to outbox Wilder, and then in the second fight he basically pressed the action. I don't think he cheated. And also, if we're going to say that he would that Fury cheated or Wilder was cheated, then we're basically saying that the professional license inspectors, they had to be on it. They had to be in on it. The promoters, they had to be in on it. The referee had to be in on it. And even some people in Wilder's camp had to be in on it. So that's a lot of people to organize him to be cheated when he actually generates a lot of money for every party that's involved, for them to continue to have a job every time Wilder fights. I don't think that he was cheated. Just my personal opinion. Um, okay, I got you, Crims. You're here with Bauza. You think Bowser's going to win this? Yeah. So they getting it popping now. But I'm gonna tell you something. Since we were talking about Alycia, and Bud made a reference to her being basically a beautiful woman. Um, a lot of these women in boxing, a lot of the women are fairly good looking, very beautiful women. But they call Alycia the sexiest woman in boxing. Yeah. And look, she's only 28 years old. Alycia is only 28 years old. And she definitely rose through the rankings as a really, really good fighter. She can really fight. Very talented fighter. I believe that she's going to do really well in the sport. Um, hopefully she can capture that WBA title this evening, and she got big plans because her promoter is Marshall Kaufman of King's Promotions, and I know who Marshall Kaufman is. In fact, that was the fight that she was at when I saw her. I know exactly who Marshall is. He is a good guy. Have a lot of respect for Marshall, And yep. So Marshall has been putting her in a good position to be able to advance her career. So, and I think Tony Harrison is her trainer because his father, God rest his father's soul, it was her trainer initially, and then Tony Harrison just picked up where his dad left off at, and I expect to see him this evening as well. Yes, come on in the live. I see y'all. I see the numbers are growing exponentially. Uh, come on in. Make sure you all hit the like button if you can. Um, when you all get a chance. So let me give some some introductions for the fights that's about to start between Richardson Hitchens versus John Bauza. And I'm gonna start with John Bauza because John Bauza, he went to New York about 13 or 14 months ago, and he TKO'd Michael Williams Jr. He was the underdog, and he came in New York as the underdog and TKO Michael Williams Jr., the same Michael Williams Jr. that will be fighting Adrian Broner in Atlanta, Georgia in a few weeks. And so John Bauza, he's 17 and 0 with 7 knockouts. Thank you, Aaron Muhammad, for that super chat. Some much deserved support for the channel, sir. Thank you again, Aaron Muhammad, longtime supporter of the channel. I really, really appreciate you. But John Bauza is a southpaw, and he is 5'8", but he has a 69 and a half reach. Okay, so he's 17 and 0 with 7 knockouts, but I don't think he has the skill level of Hitchens, but he can box, and he shoots for the fences when he throw punches, and he comes to fight, and I don't think he's going to lay down tonight. And look, he's back in New York again, just like he was in New York, over a year ago when he fought Mike Williams, and Mike Williams, he was undefeated. So now he's coming back again as the underdog, and he's actually about to come out and do his ring entrance. And so I'll let him conduct his ring entrance, and then I'm going to give that background on Richardson Hitchens. So he's about to come out right now. John Bauza has made his way inside of the ring. He looked like he is in tip-top shape. Look like he's ready to go. And we shall see if he can pull off another upset against another undefeated prospect in Richardson Hitchens, who is 15 and 0, and he also has 7 knockouts. But the thing about Hitchens is that he is an orthodox fighter. He has a 2-inch height advantage at 5'10", and he has a 74-inch reach, which is basically about a 4.5 to almost 5-inch reach advantage over John Bauza. So we should know how this fight should plan out as far as Hitchens is concerned, to try to use his jab, get to the, get to the punches first, try to throw first, get behind his stick, use good foot movement, attack the body, and we might have an early evening. Not saying he's gonna knock Bauza out, but he could. We'll see, because we don't know if Bauza got a heavy chin, and we don't know if Hitchens got a heavy chin, because they both are not like advertised and marketed as power punchers. But we shall see. Richardson Hitchens just got into the ring. And so we're about to get this thing on. We are live and in living color here on the Manager Marty channel. Those of you that are just joining the live, I salute you. Thank you for finding time to invest in this commentary of uh, Hitchens versus Bauza, and then Baumgartner versus Mekhaled. And both fighters are receiving their flowers as the ring announcer is about to announce each fighter individually. And of course, the underdog usually goes first out of the red corner, and that is John Bauza. And then they're going to announce Hitchens. And I want to make this clear because I think this is important. Hitchens is the A side on this card, and he is in his home state of New York, because I think he was born in Manhattan, but he resides, I believe, in Brooklyn, New York, and so he is the A side. Salute to everybody in the chat. Come on in, come on in. It's time to commentate and get this get this fight party started. All right, they are announcing Richardson Hitchens. I think this is going to be a very good fight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, both fighters are called into the middle of the ring, and they're receiving their final instructions from the referee. They touch gloves, and now it is about to be on and popping as the first round is about to begin, and this fight is underway. If you are watching us live on the replay, I welcome you as well. And we're about to get right into the commentary of this fight between Richardson Hitchens and John Bauza. Bell rings, and now it's time to get busy. Oh man, both of these guys are in tip-top shape. I just want to let you guys know that. And I love how Bauza is positioning himself. His right foot is always on the outside of Hitchens' left foot. And that's always the position that a southpaw should be standing in, not just to gain leverage to throw that left hand when the orthodox fighter is in the line of fire, but also to counterpunch effectively. And Hitchens is starting this fight off throwing his jab. Both guys are trying to be effective in throwing the jab. Good body shot by Bauza. Hitchens is throwing that jab. Didn't land it yet, but he's losing the foot battle because he's not allowing himself to be on the outside of Bauza's right foot. Good jab by Bauza. Good left hand to the body, straight by Bauza. Oh, big left hand by Hitchens. Buckled Bauza just a little bit. Bauza coming with that overhand right that he missed. And I can tell that Hitchens is very, very focused. Very, very focused. Bauza almost went down just a tad bit after getting hit with that left hook. He didn't wobble too much, but you can tell he was stunned. Both fighters just standing there, I like to say taking a selfie when they just standing there. And these guys are trying to definitely establish themselves with the jab. And Hitchens, I can tell he's trying to wait for. Was that a knockdown? No knockdown. Oh, wait a minute. The ref just called it a knockdown. It looked like it was a slip, but the referee just called it a knockdown by Bauza. And Bowser's not hurt. I didn't really see the punch actually land. But we will check the replay out. Bowser's being very wild with throwing the right hook like he did when he fought Michael Williams Jr. And he can't do that with Hitchens because Hitchens is waiting to counter him. They're just standing in the middle of the ring, taking a selfie. Both guys throwing jabs, trying to establish their jab in the early parts of this fight. Bauza gets back on his stick. Both guys throwing punches that did not land. And it looks like Bauza is staying out of range from the jab of Hitchens. Both fighters are standing there, taking a selfie again. No punches thrown. Hitchens looked very, very focused, and that was the bell, which I can't hear the bell, but I'm looking at the body languages of both fighters because I have the sound down and muted. But that was the end of the first round. And obviously, I have to give that round to Hitchens because the referee officially scored it a knockdown, which means that that would be a 10-8 round for Hitchens. If you're just joining us live, I salute you. I welcome you. Not only am I going to commentate on both fights, but I'm also going to judge the fights and use my skill set to do so after each round. And let's see what my scorecards was. Now we're looking back at the knockdown replay. So, well, there was a knockdown. Hitchens landed a jab, but then there was a delayed reaction. So he landed the jab, and it looked like Bauza was trying to move forward, and he just fell. So round two is here. So, of course, we got it 10-8 for Hitchens right now. Both guys standing in the middle of the ring, just looking at each other, just trying to fill each other out. Bowser's being too careless with leaving his right hand down even after he throws the jab. And that's going to be to his detriment for a left hook. Hitchens throws a 1-2. He missed Bauza. All he did was take that shoulder and dip it in. We call that slip. So he slipped the punch. And now both of these guys look like they're trying to pick it up. I actually see Shakur Stevenson in the crowd sitting next to, oh no, he's sitting third from Eddie Hearn. But back to the fight, 2 minutes remaining in the second round. Both fighters are just looking at each other, trying to fill each other out. Good body shot by Bauza, and then the right hand slightly lands by Bauza over the top of the jab of Hitchens. And Bauza is trying to establish that right hand to the body, which he did. Good combination by Bauza. And Hitchens throws a jab and he misses. And it looks like Bauza is trying to land that left hand to the body and then come back upstairs with the right hand. That's a good combination that he just landed. And he's doing it again, but he gets caught coming in. And Hitchens is just trying to counter him. Bauza is winning the foot battle, but he got to stay out of the corner, which he does. He pivots out the corner, and Hitchens come with a jab that he landed. Then he missed the 2. We call it the 2, which is the right hand, if you're orthodox. Both fighters holding on. Referee gets in between them. I'm telling you guys, this is a good fight, and I can see this thing picking up. Big right hand landed straight down the pipe by Hitchens. Left hand landed by Hitchens. Another left jab landed by Hitchens with 54 seconds remaining. Counter punch by Bauza. Bowser's winning the foot battle by keeping his right foot on the outside of Hitchens' left foot, but he's not closing the distance. And this is why he cannot land certain punches. Good jab over the top of the jab by Bauza. Hitchens lands a right hand. Partially blocked, but he still landed. Triple jab. He landed the third one and missed the first two. Hitchens did. 20 seconds remaining in the second round. Bauza comes over the top with a big left hook on Hitchens. And Hitchens is backing up towards the ropes, and he got to get out of there, which he does with 10 seconds remaining in the second round. And Bowser's looking like he's pressing the action. Both fighters get tangled up, and the referee jumps in, and that is the conclusion of the second round. Hey, this is a good fight. I'm telling you, I think this fight's going to pick up as time progresses. Both fighters look good. All right. So, I mean, the thing about it is that right hand landed straight down the pike by Hitchens. And then he tries to land it again, but it was partially blocked. And I actually gave that round to Bauza because I think he outlanded Hitchens. But now we are in the start of the third round, and we have Bauza trying to press the action. And you can see Hitchens is just waiting for the counter, but he does start off with a jab of his own that missed. Both guys are throwing those jabs, but both of them are missing. And you can tell that Bauza is trying to pick up the action. Hitchens throws a 1-2. He misses. And it looks like Hitchens is really trying to wait until Bauza throws, and then he's going to try to counter. And both guys are just standing there looking at each other, filling each other out. I call it the selfie pose. Hitchens try to go to the body with the right hand. Bauza come back with his left hand to the body. Woo! Big left hook thrown by Bauza, but he missed because Hitchens got out of dodge. And what's happening here is these guys are throwing punches, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, but they're not landing. That punch did land, and that was the right hand straight to the solar plexus of Hitchens. And Hitchens just tried to establish his jab. He's standing straight up. He got to tuck his chin. I don't like how he's just standing straight up. He's got to tuck his chin down just a little bit more to protect himself. Oh, big 1-2 by Hitchens. And another left by Hitchens that caught the attention of Bauza, but Bauza is still just trying to press the action. And I'm gonna tell you something. I can tell that right eye of Bauza is cherry red right now. Good body shot by Bauza. Hitchens resets. Whoa, big right hand by Hitchens. Left hand, then a right, then a left. Hitchens with a good combination. Bauza throws a wild left hook that misses, and I can tell that Bauza's starting to get frustrated because the left jab just landed again by Hitchens. And Hitchens is starting to land that will, and he's definitely closing the distance with his reach advantage. But I want Hitchens, there you go, keep landing the jab and then go to the body, and that's exactly what Hitchens just did. He landed the jab, then he came right to the body, and then he pivoted out of there. Bauza's just coming in. You can tell that the right eye of Bauza's slowly closing. Big right hand again, straight down the pike by Hitchens. Left hand landed by Bauza. Right hand countered by Hitchens that did land. And right now the nose is bleeding profusely of Bauza. Hitchens is in the corner, jumps out. Both men are holding. Ref get in the break, and that is time And that is the conclusion of the third round. Well, you know how they do in boxing. Um, After every 3 rounds, they score the fight, and I will do the same. I gave that round to Hitchens, and I got the fight Hitchens winning 29, Bauza 27. That is the score that I have after 3 rounds. And it looks like uh, Bowser's corner is doing a lot of work, giving him water, putting ice on him, trying to stop the bleeding from his nose. And round 4 begins, and both fighters are in the middle of the ring, and now they're towards the ropes of the ring. But the time didn't move yet, y'all. It's the 4th round. The time is still on 3 minutes. Up, now the time just moved. Wow, they got a quick extra 20 seconds. So Bowser is not using technique to try to get on the inside. He's just throwing, and then Hitchens just trying to pick him apart with the counter like he just landed with the left hand. And from what I see, Bowser is trying to make adjustments, to get on the inside because he's throwing the punches, but he's not landing. And Hitchens is just landing at will with that left jab that he just landed right now. And he's trying to neutralize. Oh, big right hand by Bowser that snapped the head back of Hitchens that he's trying to land as he's coming in. And I can tell by the body language of Hitchens, he feels very, very confident. I'm looking at his body language. I really want him to tuck his chin down just a little bit. Second time I said that, but big counter by Hitchens with the left hand, and then Bowser comes back with a left hand of his own, and then the right jab that landed partially. And both of these guys are just trying to land. Oh, big right hand right down the pike by Hitchens, and Bowser is down, and the referee is counting to 6, 7, 8. Tell him to step forward with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining. And now Hitchens is slowly trying to pick Bowser apart. He lands 2 big jabs and missed the right hand. And Bowser's just backing straight up on the line, and he needs to get off of that line because the left hand and the right hook just landed by Hitchens. Bowser's still there. He lands a big right hook of his own that caught Hitchens' attention. Hitchens letting his hands fly with the big right hand again. And Bowser's just standing right in front of him. And Hitchens is very confident. Big double jab that landed. Knocked the head back slightly by Hitchens on to Bowser with 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 4th round, y'all. Think about boxing and basketball. 4th round. Right hand, left, then right by Hitchens. He is landing that jab at will, ladies and gentlemen. Hitchens seemed like he got Bowser's timing down pat because he's countering him effectively. And then when he doesn't count and he's leading with the jab. 15 seconds remaining. Jab lands again by Hitchens. And he tried to land a right hand, but he missed. And Bowser's still trying to be effective with his aggression. But you can't be effective with your aggression if you're not landing punches as you are moving forward. And that concludes round 4. Of course, that round will be scored a 10-8. And his right eye, the right eye of Gaza, is definitely puffing up. And his nose is still bleeding profusely. And now we are here in the beginning of round number 5. Double jab landed by Bauza. And I can't hear, but it sounds like Gausser's corner told him he had to go out there and force the action because he's here now and half of his right eye is closed. And he is definitely pressing the action, but he gets hit with a left jab by Hitchens. And Bauza is just trying to swing for the fences. And I told y'all this before this fight started, that's how he fought Michael Williams Jr., but it's not working because Hitchens has good skill. Right hand did land on Hitchens just now. Hitchens comes back with his own right counter that was partially blocked. But both of these guys are just standing there trying to trade blows. And Hitchens is doing good. He looks very calm in the pocket. And I love his poise, man. I love this young man's poise. And now he's starting to walk down Bauza, and Bauza gets right out of the corner with a pivot, and he gets hit with the right hand. And Bauza is trying to press the action. Good block by Hitchens. Good block. He blocked the left hook. Hitchens did. And you can tell that Bauza is trying to press the action with aggression, but Hitchens is not fazed. Hitchens is not fazed by it at all. Now, it was a headbutt that happened. Looked like Bauza slightly headbutted Hitchens. I don't know if it's by accident or not. Both guys get tangled up. With 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining in the 5th round. And that right hand counter is landing flush on Bauza. 1 minute remaining in the 5th. And both of these guys are really, really trying to establish their position. And Hitchens lands a double jab, then a triple jab, then a right hand, then a right hand to the body, and then another straight right hand down the pike by Hitchens. And Bauza's showing that he got heart, but what he also has is no footwork because he's standing right in front of Hitchens. Oh, left jab landed by Bauza, but it did not affect Hitchens whatsoever. Right hand lands by Bauza. And Hitchens is just standing with poise in the pocket, not fazed one bit. Big right hand by Hitchens that lands. And that concludes the 5th round. Okay, this is the beginning of the 6th round, and I'm trying to see what the referee is doing. He called both of these guys to the neutral corner, and the referee is on his hands and knees wiping water from the corner, which I think he should have let the trainers do that, but he called time, and he called time in, and we are now in the 6th round. Good left hook to the body by Bauza, and now he's trying to make this a rough fight. Salute to you, Jeff R. I salute to you in the chat. Lucky McKinnell's my guy. Where old girl at? She's coming on next. Lucky. She's coming on next, brother. But right now, we got a fight where Bauza is just trying to make this a rough fight. He's holding, grabbing. He's shooting for the fences on Hitchens. And Hitchens I like how poised Hitchens is in the pocket, man. He's standing there with poise. Good double jab, double left jab by Hitchens. He's just standing there poised, but I want him to tuck his chin underneath that glove. Oh, big right hand by Hitchens that stumbled Bauza, and Bauza tried to swing back, but he's getting countered effectively by Hitchens. I'm gonna tell you something, man. The ref might stop this fight if Hitchens go if Bauza go down again, because he's getting hit too many times with that straight right hand right down the middle. He's just standing right on the line. If you know anything about boxing, you understand exactly what I mean by standing on the line. And I don't have time to educate because these guys are swinging for the fences, and then Hitchens is just landing the jab and then shooting that right hand straight down the middle. That's catching Bauza, and Bauza haven't been able to make an adjustment yet, and he gets hit with another right hand straight down the middle because Hitchens is landing the 1-2 effectively. Double jab lands by Bauza on his own. 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in the 6th round. And I told you all in the preliminary stages of this fight that Bauza was probably going to get outworked and outclassed. And we see it here. Big uppercut landed by Hitchens, the right hand. Bauza throws a wild overhand, and he keeps missing. And every time he misses, Hitchens is trying to land that right hand straight down the middle. Good left hook by Hitchens. He lands the jab again. And he's standing right on the line. Bauza is. He's got to get off that line, and he's got to win the foot battle as he was doing in the beginning of this fight. 15 seconds remaining. This is a pretty good fight. 10 seconds remaining, and you see Hitchens is trying to walk him down now. Hitchens is just trying to walk him down. That was the end of the round, and that concludes the 6th round. I'll be right back with the total scores. All right, so we're back, and I definitely tallied the scores up, and it looks like the referee called time to have the ringside physicians look over the eye and the face of Bauza. They said he can rumble, and right now we are right in the beginning of the 7th round, and I have it 59 for Hitchens, 53 for Bauza. Bauza's trying to make this a rough fight, and he's landing the punches. And he's landing punches behind the head of Hitchens. He's just trying to swing that left hook, but he's not even in range for it. So Bauza has not made one adjustment yet, and he is trying to swing for the fences like he did with that right hand, and then a left hook just landed, but I don't think it fazed Hitchens. And Hitchens just waiting to put the jab in there, and then he's going to swing that right hand right down the middle. Bauza's throwing punches, but he's not in range. And Hitchens is just right in the pocket. Now, Bauza's backing straight up. He's backing straight up. I think he's hurt. He's in the corner. He's in the corner. Hitchens is just going to work. Bauza's trying to swing for the fences. He did land a few shots on Hitchens. Hitchens, get out of there. He's swinging. And he did land 1 out of the 4 shots he threw. And now Hitchens is saying something. I don't know if he's telling the ref that there was a head, but I don't know what's going on. but there's a minute and 35 seconds remaining. And now Bauza is not backing up. He's walking Hitchens down, and Hitchens is just letting him come to him. And he just dipped that hook that Bauza threw. And Bauza's swinging. I mean, he's trying to really land some good punches, but his right eye is closing, and his nose is still bleeding profusely. I don't know if his nose is broken. It could be. That's one of the symptoms of a broken nose. But Hitchens is just standing in the pocket. Bauza is just throwing. And it looks like Hitchens is taking a little bit of a round off because he's throwing just one punch at a time unless he got him in range. And good body shot by Hitchens. Hitchens landed a 1-2 that landed straight down the pike. He lands that right hand again, left hook that partially missed. And Hitchens is just going to work. And now Bauza is backing straight up. And if he take 2 more steps, he'll be stuck in the corner. 30 seconds remaining in the 7th round. Man, Hitchens is throwing that left jab at will with 20 seconds remaining. Good counter by Bauza, but it doesn't even affect Hitchens at all. Now, both fighters stand in the middle of the ring, and then both fighters landed. Hitchens landed a jab, and then Bauza ended the round with a small little short right hand to the face, and that concludes the 7th round. And I'm going to the chat. Life is good, says Manager Marty. What made you stop boxing? Well, I started as an amateur. I was boxing just as an amateur. I was never a pro boxer. But I started at a young age boxing, and then I made some poor decisions in my life as far as, hanging with the wrong crowd, doing a little bit of street stuff that I had no business doing. But needless to say, then I got married when I was extremely young. By the time I was like, I want to say 22 or 23, I was married with a couple of kids. So that'll stop you from going back to the gym real quick when you got to work 2 jobs. So, but yeah, every now and then when I'm not lazy, I'll get in the gym and do a little workout, and get it in. Round 8 starts, and Bauza, he's just coming out because the ringside physicians was in his corner evaluating him with the inspectors, and Hitchens just throws a big right hand straight down the pike again. And now they're getting a little bit aggressive with the fouling each other. But the thing about it is, Bauza can't do anything to elude that right hand, and that's been his biggest kryptonite this evening. And he gets hit again with the right hand on a counter. And Bauza looks like he's trying to do something. He's trying, but it's probably not enough. Big left hook by Hitchens. Hitchens is on a rope, but Bauza don't have enough. He don't have enough power to, keep Hitchens honest. Big right hand again, left hook by Hitchens. Yeah, I was right, Hitchens. Good block by Hitchens. I love the way that Hitchens is poised. He's standing right in front of Bauza, and he's poised in the pocket. And he's letting him know he ain't moving. And he ain't going to be able to hit you. So Hitchens is doing really, really well in the pocket. Much respect to him. That jab is landed at will by Hitchens. Again, double jab landed by Hitchens. And let me tell you something, man. Hitchens can actually knock this guy out if he start going to the body more. Had he start going to the body more a little earlier and then go up top with the right hand, he probably would have knocked him out. And Bauza just looking for one punch, which is the wild left hook that's causing the headbutts. And with 1 minute left in the 8th round, Bauza's throwing the left hook when he gets in close quarters, but it's not affecting Hitchens, not even a little bit. And the thing about it is that Bauza gets hit with another right hand straight down the middle. He's not making any adjustments. And that's the issue here. He's not making any adjustments with 35 seconds remaining in the 8th round. And you know what, man? Hitchens, man, he's a really good fighter. He's a really good fighter. 15 seconds remaining in the 8th round. And I told you both of these guys are good right hand again by Hitchens. Both of these guys are in tip-top condition. I told you guys that when both of these guys entered the ring, and I saw how they took their robes off, and I always look at the midsection with boxers to really see if they're in shape and see if their movement is going to be consistent with their stamina in the later round. Shout out again to my guy, YSM Sports Media. Um, Always salute to him. I always got to acknowledge him 2 or 3 times every time I see him because he's the one that put me on the map on his channel. So salute to YSM Sports Media. Now I'm watching in the corner now, and I'm trying to read the body language and the actual language of the trainers of Hitchens, and it sounds like to me that they're telling him to just go on for the knockout. The way that I can't see their mouth moving, but I'm looking at how they're just pressing him. Oh man, you should see the face of Bauza. And on top of that, his nose is still bleeding profusely as we start the 9th round out of 10. This is a 10-round fight. Hitchens is just standing good. Big right hand, and then the left hand landed by Hitchens. And then Bowser's just shooting for the fences, man. He's just throwing all kind of punches all everywhere. Big left left hook landed by Bowser, but he's trying to throw those right hooks, and Hitchens is just pivoting around, allowing him to miss those punches. And I think he shot his low. Good right hand landed by Bowser, but then Hitchens come back with his counter. Big right hand, then the left hand, then the right, then the left, then another right by Hitchens. My God, 6-punch combination. And Bowser was standing right in front of him. And Hitchens, he got to be able to get this guy out of here because he can really get him out. My God, I got to stop everything I'm doing right now for my main man Pots and Pans. And it was a big combination landed by Hitchens. Mr. Pragmatic says, I'm late, but I'm here. Salute the manager, Marty, one of the best boxing content creators on YouTube. Left, right, left, landed by Hitchens. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel, as always, Mr. Pragmatic. But it was a big 3-punch combination landed by Hitchens that hurt Bowser, but Bowser got a chin like no other. He's taking some big shots, and I would be surprised if the referee allowed this fight to continue without Bowser throwing anything back significantly. He did just land 1 out of the 3 punches he just threw. He's looking for the left hand and that left hook, and every time he tried to throw it, Hitchens goes with that 1-2 and then lands a hook of his own, and then he goes and pivot, and then Hitchens hit him with a 3-punch combination, and 2 of them was the right hand, and Hitchens is pressing. Bowser's hurt, man. Big right hand again. I wouldn't be surprised if the ref don't even allow him to come out for the 10th because he's taking some major punishment. 2 body shots by Hitchens. 30 seconds remaining in the 9th round. And Hitchens can actually get this guy out of here because Bauza is definitely hurt. He's a game fighter, though. He is definitely trying to fight back. I do give him credit for his heart, but he's taking too many unanswered punishment. Left hand again landed by Hitchens. Right, then the left lands by Hitchens on a counter, and that's all he's doing is just countering. Bowser lands his own right hand because the left hand of Hitchens is down, but it wasn't enough, and that concludes the 9th round, and we will be entering the 10th round. And this is some good stuff. All right, hold on. Before the ninth round goes, the ringside physician is checking the right eye. And I told y'all early on, if y'all was here in the beginning of this fight, that the right eye was slowly closing. Referee calls time, and now time is in. The ringside physicians say that they can still fight, and that's exactly what they're doing in the beginning of the 10th and final round. And I think you all already know what I have on my scorecards. Left-right combination missed by Hitchens, but I can tell Bauza keeps using his shoulder the same way Ortiz was using his shoulder against Mayweather. How he gets in the inside and then lift up his shoulder, but that's not even working because Hitchens is displaying some good technical and tactical skills in the middle of the ring. And now, Bowser's just trying to shoot for the fences. Good jab by Hitchens. Body shot by Hitchens. Another body shot. He's in close range. And I think this was the test that Hitchens actually needed to go to the next level. Big right and then a left hand combination by Hitchens in close quarters. And Bauza has nothing left in the tank. I mean, he's throwing punches, but you can tell that he is not there. And if he was not in good shape, he would have been out of here. Big right hand, straight down the middle, landed by Hitchens. And if Hitchens had a little bit more power, shoo, he would have knocked Bauza out. And I'm telling you, man, this kid Hitchens looked really, really good. I love how he's poised in the pocket. Big right hand straight down the middle again. Big right and left hand combination by Hitchens. Landed flush. Then the big headbutt came in because Bowser is just rushing right in. And that's still not going to be enough because he's just looking for one punch and it's not going to be there because Hitchens is stepping right to the side and then he's backing out of the parking space with 45 seconds remaining in the 10th and final round. And all Hitchens got to do is just stay on his feet, and he will win this fight. Garza's trying to land that big left hook that never landed effectively all night. And it don't have any power on it anyway because the power comes from your legs. And Bowser don't have too many legs with him right now. Big left jab. Snap the head back of Bowser. Now Bowser's just running, chasing Hitchens, and then Hitchens is just running all around the ring. And that concludes this fight. Well, they're going to get the scorecards ready, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury. Thank you, Lucky McKinnells, uh, for saying, please continue the great work, MM. Appreciate it. Thank you for the encouragement. The scorecards is in. I don't have to read my scorecards because I think you already know that for the last, 7 or 8 rounds, I had Hitchens winning all of those rounds by a landslide, and he will win this evening. And they just announced it, and the crowd, of course, is going wild for him here in New York. And while he is preparing to get his hands raised, um, I want to welcome everybody in the live that just joined us. I welcome you. If you're going to watch this on the replay, I welcome you as well. We are getting ready to experience what they call, or some or most may call her, the sexiest woman in boxing, Alycia Baumgardner, when she takes on Elhem Mekhaled, and I will be commentating on that fight as well. And I'm only going to just commentate on that fight. Initially, I said that I'll wait to see how you all feel in the chat if you wanted me to commentate on the Serrano fight. I still will do that if y'all want me to, but as of right now, I'm just going to just commentate on the two fights that I intended to. And tell me what y'all think about this Baumgartner and Mekhaled fight, besides her being sexy. Let's talk about her boxing skills. Um, Talk to us about that. Come on in the chat. What do you think about Alicia's skill set inside of the ring? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that she's going to win this evening? Do y'all think she has the goods? I mean, she definitely have the hardware to prove that she has the goods. And if she wins tonight, she will be undisputed in the super featherweight division if when she captures the WBA title, if she wins this evening. So tell me in the chat if you are still with us. Do you all think that Alycia will win tonight? Okay, nobody's talking in the chat. I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know what's going on with y'all right now. Some of y'all probably just listening to the live broadcast, which is always good too. That's all good. But yeah, I'm just excited right now for this next fight. Everybody's talking about Alycia Baumgardner, and they actually showed a camera in the dressing rooms of both uh Alicia's locker room or dressing room and Mekhaled's locker room, and you already know who was back there to come and support both of these female competitors, and that is the woman. She calls herself the GWOAT, the GWOAT, the greatest woman of all time, Clarissa Shields. She was definitely back there to show her support for both of these athletes. So they're in the dressing room as we speak. They're warming up, and it looks like Baumgartner is doing some mitt work in the dressing room, and Mekhaled is getting her gloves taped up. And so we have two people, three people in the chat that agrees that Alycia will win this fight. And Jeff R said she got this. It's easy work. Cash Out Win says, yep, I got her winning. Cash Crypto says, definitely got Alycia winning undisputed. And that's a good question, Cash Out Win. He asks, how do you think Hitchens fares up against Regis? Man, woo-wee. They can make that fight next, actually. Hitchens against Regis, that'll be a really good fight. Really good fight. Man, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I will say this though, if Hitchens has enough, if he has enough power to keep Regis off him, he might come up with a win. That's a good fight though. I ain't gonna hold you. But Regis is kind of on the older side. I think he's like 33 years old or 34 or something like that. And you got the young lion in Hitchens. But of course, Regis got way more power and way more experience than Hitchens. But I don't want to talk about them no more. I don't want to talk about Hitchens. I don't want to talk about Regis. I don't want to talk about no men right now. And KG, salute to you in the chat. I see you. I want to talk about the sexiest woman in boxing. Yo, did y'all like my speaking of the sexiest woman in boxing, did y'all like my thumbnail? Y'all seen how I put them pictures up there? I had to make it marketable to make an appeal to all you men that come on this live. And they're getting ready for Elhem Mekhaled to come to the ring. And while she's coming to the ring, I'm going to give you a little bit of her record. She is 15 wins, 1 loss, but she only has 3 knockouts. So this is a tailor-made fight for Alycia Baumgardner, who has 13 wins, 1 loss with 7 knockouts. And so we're going to see how this fight is going to play out for the undisputed super featherweight championship of the world. And Ellen Mekhaled is coming to the ring in a red sparkly dress. First time I've ever seen a woman come to the ring in a full dress. Wow. Interesting costume. Interesting costume. And she's making her way in the ring. And the interesting thing about this, and this has nothing to do with the actual competitors competing inside the ring, but you already know that I'm in the business. So it is intriguing that both these fighters are promoted by the same promoter. And I'm not talking about Eddie Hearn. I'm talking about the man who made it responsible for both of these gals to basically get in the ring and compete against each other on this particular card, and that is Marshall Kaufman. And now Alycia Baumgardner, she is about to make her way to the ring. And I saw her in the dressing room on camera, and she had her braids that she always wear with the little colors in it. And so she's on her way, making her way to the ring. Yep. She's coming to the ring. And she's doing her little dance. My goodness. This is going to be a good fight. Her nickname is Bomb, Bomb, and she's still dancing her way to the ring. And she's taking her time doing it too, as she should. She is the A side on this particular card, and she makes her way in the ring. Alycia Baumgardner. Of course, we know she is the IBF, WBC, and WBO super featherweight world champion. And if she wins tonight, she will be including the WBA championship belt to her collection and will be the undisputed super featherweight champion of the world in the women's division. Well, you already know that Tony Harrison is her chief second, and he is in the corner. Thank you all that are still watching. I know we don't have a whole lot of viewers in here, but hey, we just kicking it. It don't matter how many people are here, as long as we all together and we're watching and listening to some good boxing this evening. And so I'm excited for all of you who could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me this evening. Salute to you, KG. I see you in the chat. Thank you. And we shall see what's going on as both fighters are receiving their formal introductions. Mr. Pragmatic says Harrison needs to be training for Zoo. I totally agree with you, Mr. Pragmatic. Absolutely. They are announcing Baumgartner now. So both fighters came to the center of the ring. They received their final instructions. Anthony Jones says, Pastor, Manager Marty, my boy, sound like the preacher. I mess with your delivery, brother. I preached every now and then back in the day. Now, Daly, the referee, calls the bout. And of course, this is female boxing, so their rounds are timed pretty differently. They are rounded and scored based off of 2-minute rounds. This is a 10-minute fight, and already Alycia is trying to establish her jab against Elhem. Elhem lands a big right hand on Alycia, and Alycia shakes her head no. And I'm going to call both of them by first name, if y'all don't mind. So Alycia is showing good poise, and what she's doing is she's pivoting instead of backing straight up. She's pivoting, and Elhem throws a left hook, and it partially lands. Right hand lands by Elhem. And it looks like Elhem is just trying to land that right hand over the left hand of Alycia, and she just landed a jab on Alycia, and Alycia has to keep her hands up when she's moving back. And it looks like Elhem, there she goes. She lands that overhand right on Alycia again. All right, don't put her head down, Alycia. That's right. The referee monitors them. 30 seconds remaining in the first round, and now Alycia is trying to get back to her jab as Elhem is just applying some good pressure, and the jab is not landing for Alycia, and now she switches to southpaw, then she goes back, and then she gets caught with another overhand right, and then she lands a right of her own with her first official landed punch of the round. Another landed right hand by Alycia, and that's time. And we are concluding the first round. Mr. Pragmatic asks Manager Marty or YSM, what's happening with J-Rock? Do you know when we'll see him again? Mr. Pragmatic, I don't know what's going on with J-Rock. I actually saw J-Rock, I want to say a couple of months ago at a local show. And we shook hands and talked very briefly on my way out. And I don't know him personally, but he's definitely a good guy. I'm not exactly sure myself what's going on with J-Rock, but we would love to see Julian Williams back in the ring. And now the second round begins. And I'm going to tell you right now that Elhem, she's landing that overhand right every time Alycia moved to her left. So she has to be very careful. And Alicia's trying to establish her jab. She haven't landed it just yet. She didn't land it effectively yet. But they both have the same reach. So Alicia's standing in close quarters, and she definitely has to establish her jab better and then come back with her own right hand. They're jabbing, but they're not landing anything right now. And good combination landed by Alycia. Big right hand landed by Alycia. Right hand again landed by Alycia, and she ducks, but she gets caught with a right hand. And Elhem is landing her own right hand, and Alicia's definitely trying to show good defense. And now she has Elhem on the ropes, and then she gets caught with the right hand. Referee comes in with 45 seconds remaining in the second round. Right hand landed again by Elhem. Elhem is landing that right hand at will, and Alicia's getting caught with a left and then a right, caught by the right hand of Elhem, and then Alycia comes back with her left hook to the body, and then she lands it again, but then over the top with the right hand again by Elhem, and then Alycia lands two right hands to Elhem, and Elhem lands a left hook to the body, and then a left hook upstairs, and then another left hook with a counter on Elhem, and Alycia gets back to that jab. And the thing about it is Alycia can't see when that right hand is thrown, and then the combination landed by Alycia, but she was caught with a left hook by Elhem. Woo! What a round. What a round. I'm going to tell you right now that 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 round could have went either way, and I will not be upset or embarrassed if the judges scored it for either one of these girls. That was a very tough and very close round. Come on, I see the numbers extremely increasing. I see the numbers increasing exponentially. Come on in the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They're showing a replay of how the 1-2 punch landed flush on Alycia, and now the third round just begun. And I'm going to give my score right after this round is concluded. And now the double jab lands for Elhem, and then Alycia. Oh, it looked like Alycia drops. Wait a minute. Alycia just dropped Elhem. She tried to get back up and falls again, and then the referee Daly is counting, and Elhem gets knocked down. I don't know why the ref is okay. Now he calls the action again, and it looks like Alycia is trying to end it early because she just landed a big right hand, but Elhem is landing some punches of her own, and Alycia got to make sure that she keeps her left hand up, and that was definitely a knockdown. Again, it looked like Alycia pushed her down, but that was not a push. The referee is calling it a second knockdown. With a minute remaining, and then the big right hand lands by Alycia, and then the left hook, two left hooks, another left hook, a big right hand, another left hook, and then Elhem is just putting her hands up to defend herself, but these are unanswered punches, and then the referee just called a knock. No, he did not say it was a knockdown because Elhem was hit behind the head with 30 seconds remaining. Alycia lands a big left hook to the body, and it looks like Elhem has no more steam in her punches, but she did land a big right hand early on in the round, and Alycia just clocks her with a big left hook again, and Elhem does the right thing by holding Alycia, and it looked like Elhem is hurt. It looked like she's really don't have any balance in her legs. Alycia lands a right hand, but she's still in there though. Elhem is still in there to throw punches, but it's not enough, and Alycia throws a good body shot to end the round. And I'm looking at the legs still wobbly, and Ellem's legs start wobbling towards the corner right in front of the referee, and her corner needs to really wake her up because that was scored a 10-7 round. I will be right back with my official score. Referee is in the corner right now along with the inspectors watching Elhem very closely. And now, the beginning of the fourth round. I don't know why I keep saying quarter. The beginning of the fourth round is here, and I have the score 29 for Alycia, 26 for Elhem. And Elhem looked like she got a little bit of her legs back, and Alycia is just on a pivot, and she needs to stay off that line because Elhem has a big right hand that she's been landing over the left hand of Alycia. And so it looks like Elhem is back. Looked like she received all her faculties back because her foot movement looks a little bit more stable than it did before she was dropped. And Alycia is just standing right there, just moving, taking those small steps that, fighters take to stay off that line. And something looked like it's in Alicia's eye. I don't know if she keeps blinking, But look like she's laser focused now with 1 minute remaining in the fourth round, and not one punch from either fighter landed thus far. And I can tell that Alicia's got, she keeps wiping her eye and blinking her eyes. I don't know what's going on. But not one punch was landed yet in this round. Both fighters are just basically they're throwing, but they're not landing. And Elhem just hit Alycia with a big right hand, and Alycia did a good job by trying to stop her momentum with 30 seconds remaining in the fourth round. And Elhem looks like she looked like her feet is just back in place. And so, we got a good fighter in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Elhem throws an overhand right, but misses. Throws another overhand right. Throws another overhand right, but that time she did land that punch. And there's 6 seconds remaining in the fourth round. Alycia gets slightly hit with a punch, and that concludes the fourth round. Mr. Pragmatic says Alycia needs to move to her left or right lateral movement because Mekhaled stays on the center line, no lateral movement at all. That is absolutely correct, Mr. Pragmatic. As we begin the fifth round out of a 10-round unification bout for the undisputed super featherweight championship of the world, Elhem is now trying to establish herself, and she's landed a left and then a right on Alycia, and Alycia just got to stop trying to trade with Elhem. And she's standing right in front of her. She has to move because every time she stands right there, Elhem counters with the right hand over the top. And she's trying to change with it. And it looks like the right hand of Elhem kind of got Alicia's attention. And I just saw Alycia breathe very, very hard, meaning that she's trying to dig deep. Big right hand by Alycia, but then a right hand by Elhem, and then the left hook lands by Alycia. Now there's holding with 1 minute remaining in the fifth round. This is a very, very interesting fight. But Alycia has to stop just standing right in front of this girl because she's waiting to counter over the left jab with that right hand. And I can tell that Elhem is very determined. Right hook to the body by Elhem. Left hook by Alycia. Combination thrown by Elhem, but she missed. And Alycia is just standing right there. She's standing right there in front of her. She has to move. And then there she go. Now she's starting to use that lateral movement instead of standing right in front of her. And I'm going to tell you something. Big left hook lands by Alycia. And Mekhaled, she tried to land a combination, but it missed. And that concludes the fifth round. And I'm telling you that this fight is a really, really good fight, but I don't like how Alycia is just standing right in front of um, Elhem. I said I was going to call him by first name, and I caught myself by saying Mekhaled, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Good left jab landed by Elhem, and then Alycia still standing right in front of her. Left jab lands again by Elliot, and then there was a left-right combination landed by Alycia, but they keep headbutting each other. And it looks like Alycia is just trying to exchange with Elhem and basically go toe-to-toe with her. And I don't think she needs to be doing that because it's not necessary, because she just got clocked again with her right hand. Alycia did. And so if she just moves with that lateral movement and then stop, land a 1-2 or a hook, and then pivot and then get out of there and do all of it all over again, she can win this fight a little bit more impressively. Good body shot by Elhem. Spins Alycia around. And Alycia is just trying to really, really go bang for bang with this girl. I don't know. It's because she got her hurt early on, because that usually happens as well. When fighters have another fighter hurt earlier on, they try to take them out as quickly as possible. And you can tell that the commitment level of both of these fighters are still there, and that is for Elhem to land the right hand like she just did again, and that is for Alycia to land her own combination like she just did again. And so she lands a left and then a right, and it looks like Elhem is just trying to get a small little breathe in, because she definitely is trying to get Alycia out of here with 10 seconds remaining in the 6th round. And Alycia is now using a little bit of lateral movement. She threw a jab, and that concludes the 6th round. And I can't hear. Mr. Pragmatic says she must not be listening to her corner. I can't hear because I have the volume down, but I can see that Tony Harrison is talking a little bit aggressively to her, maybe telling her that she's not doing what they're asking her to do. The issue that I have right now, that 25 seconds just elapsed and she's just now receiving water. I want to, I'm not saying give fighters water every single time that they come to the corner, but at the same time, let them get their breathing in. Let them get their breathing in. And it's like sometimes when you give fighters water at the end, it kind of make them tired. You give them some water in the beginning, then let them get their breathing in towards the end. Let them suck about 40 seconds of just breathing time in. All right. And speaking of breathing, both fighters look like they had a small little breath. We'll see whose second wind kick in the second half of this fight here in the 7th round. Big right hand by Alycia. Big left hook landed by Alycia. Big left and a right landed by Alycia again. And it looks like she hurt. It looked like she 1, 2, 5, 6 punch combination unanswered. And the ref is close. The ref is close. And Elhem looked like she was on spaghetti legs. And now the ref have to get in there because they got tangled up. But Elhem was apparently hurt and she has no legs. And I'm going to tell you right now, she's holding. Elhem is doing a good job by holding, but Alycia is going to attack her at will because she doesn't have legs. She just got hit with 6, 7 punch combination unanswered, which made the referee step right in with 1 minute remaining in the 7th round. Elhem has some heart. Both women have heart, of course, but Elhem Mekhaled has some heart. And she took some big shots, and that kind of drained Alycia because she's so tired right now that she can't even throw any punches. And she hasn't thrown, she just threw 1 punch, 2, 3 punches, but none of them landed because now Mekhaled just trying to pour the fire on Alycia. Looked like Alycia kind of shot her load with that one, trying to go for the knockout, and she has no more mustard on the punches that she just threw right now. And a good body shot by Alycia, but she just got caught with a left and then a right. And then Alycia comes back with her own jab, her right, then the left to the body, then the left upstairs, but then she gets caught with a left hand by Mekhaled. Big right hand again by McAllen. Uppercut lands by Alycia, but then she gets countered with another body shot and a big right hand again. And McAllen looked like she just thought that she hurt Alycia, and that concludes that round. This is a really, really competitive fight. And now, this is the start of the 8th round out of a 10-round fight. And you can tell Alycia was trying to get her out of there in that last round. But the problem that I had with Alycia is not trying to get her out of there, but she never landed or even threw one punch to the body to attack the body and the head instead of just head hunting, because she probably would have got Elhem out of there. She definitely hurt her. But Elhem not only has a good punch resistance, but she got good fatigue. She got good stamina because she was just fatigued and she's jumping right back out on Alycia. And that goes to show you right here that both of these women are in tip-top condition. And now Elhem is trying to throw that right hand again, and Alycia standing right on the line, right in front of her. She has to use that lateral movement to confuse Elhem, cut the ring off, and then throw punches to the body and the head. And now she just landed a jab, another jab, 2 consecutive jabs on Alycia. On Alycia landed the 2 jabs on Mekhaled, and Mekhaled didn't land too many punches in this round yet. She just landed 1, and then the combination lands by Alycia. Body and then head. And then now Mekhaled lands 2 big shots. Oh, big shot by Alycia. Then another big shot by Mekhaled. Then another big shot by Alycia with 20 seconds to go. And Alycia got her in the corner, but she's taking some big shots. And there's a shot behind the head that was accidentally forced by Mekhaled. And this was a good round. Very competitive round by both of these beautiful athletes. And that round is concluded. And you can tell that Alycia is tired. But she's in good shape, though. She's in extremely, extremely good shape. They never took her mouthpiece out every time she goes to the corner. I really want to see them take her mouthpiece out so that she can get a chance to really, really breathe. And we'll see what happens moving forward in the next round. Okay, now we have the 9th round that just started, and RODD Rod says they both won it though in the chat, and I totally agree. Both of these women, they definitely won it, and I think that Alycia needs to just move out of the range and move to her right to stay away from the right hand of Elhem, and Elhem just landed a big left jab, and then Alycia comes back with a combination of her own, and Elhem just landed a double jab. And this is a good fight. Alycia, she's definitely fighting back every time she gets hit, and Elhem lands another big right hand over the top of the left hand of Alycia. Alycia has to keep her left hand up. She's keeping her left hand down. She's got to keep her hands up. Elhem is doing a really good job keeping her hands up the whole time, and she lands a left jab to the face of Alycia, and Alycia is still in the line. She gets hit with a big combination by Elhem, but she took the punch well. That was a 3-punch combination that Elhem just landed on Alycia, and Alycia got to get off of the line because she's getting hit flush, and Elhem landed another left hand and another left hook, and Alycia just got caught with 2 left hands, and she's trying to bang with this girl, and this girl is very determined. I can tell that Ellem's confidence just boosted up on something crazy, and she hits Alycia with another big right hand, and Alicia's trying to get back to her jab and get back on her stick. Punch thrown and then missed by Elhem, and then Elhem hits Alycia with a 3-punch combination, and Alycia is not moving her head. She's right in the line of fire as that round just concluded, and that was a big round by Elhem, but she is tired, and both of these women are great athletes. Both of these women should receive all the credit in the world because they gave their heart, their guts, their soul, and their punches on both of each other. This was a really, really intriguing fight going into the last round. Now they're coming out in the 10th and final round, and that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see good action, and we got it right here because now Elhem is pressing the attack because she recognized she might be down on the scorecards, and Alycia is just trying to box her way. She's using the jab, and she's moving to her left, which she shouldn't be doing. I told y'all she should be moving to her right, and she just got clocked by a big right hand by Elhem, and a big left hook by Elhem lands on Alycia. Another big left hook lands on Alycia. Uppercut lands on Alycia. Elhem is just basically trying to establish her position, and she is desperate to get this win and a knockout because she's landed some big punches on Alycia so far. They both just missed hooks of their own. Big punch by Elhem. She lands a big right hand on Alycia, and Alicia's taking some big punches, but she comes back with a hook to the jab, hook to the body, uppercut by Elhem. Elhem lands a big right hand, and then Alycia comes back with her own right. Body punch combination by Alycia. 30 seconds remaining. Oh, a big uppercut! But the referee says that even though the punch, he said it was not a knockdown, it looked like it was a uppercut by Alycia that sent her to the ground. And Alicia's trying to basically throw that big left hook with 15 seconds remaining. And that was not an official ruling of a knockdown. Body shots by Alycia. She's going right to the body of Elhem with 8 seconds remaining. Big left hook by Alycia. Another big left hook by Alycia. And she hands her the left or right. Then she gets clocked with the left of her own. And that concludes this fight. What a round. What a round. I'll be back with my scorecards. Shout out to Mr. Pragmatic. He says this fight should not have been this hard for Alycia. She made it difficult by not using lateral movement. Well, Alycia Baumgardner definitely going to have to put some ice on her face after this fight. I don't know what's taking the judges long to secure the cards. They may have they maybe they have the announcement ready now and they're just waiting. Yep, they do. I have it 97-91 for Alycia Baumgartner. And this was a good fight. I think Alycia definitely could have, outboxed her instead of trying to stand toe to toe with Elhem. And she took some big shots tonight. She definitely needs to work on some more defense and being a little bit more elusive because she took some big shots. Alycia took some big shots tonight, but she gave some big shots too. Now, this was a good fight for both competitors. Um, uh, Ellen Mekhaled should not have to hang her head low because she did a good job. She got caught with some big shots. She went down to the canvas and got back up and recovered. And so she should get some credit as well. These are women, ladies and gentlemen. These are women, and both of these women they fought their hearts out, and the better woman won tonight, and she is now the new WBO and undisputed super featherweight champion of the world, the sexiest woman in boxing, Alycia Baumgardner.
Your performance in this fight. It was great. I dug deep. Listen, I started my period today, so that should tell you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that should tell you that us women can do it all. So, yes, sir.
Well, I didn't know that y'all were going to hear that. I was trying to give a few seconds of a little audio, but unfortunately, y'all heard her say she just started her. I won't repeat what she said, but today she said she started that today. So that should tell you how tough of a girl that she was. And this was a really good fight. Really good fight. And hey, this is boxing. This is women's boxing, and we have to support women's boxing because boxing is boxing. And so we have a new super featherweight, undisputed champion of the world. And you know what? I think this is a great way to close out this segment of the Manager Marty channel this evening. I thank you all for coming on here with me live. I appreciate it. I appreciate those that might be watching the replay of this live, possibly. This was a good fight, and I hope I did a good job with commentating, and I'll do better because I love commentating, and you guys and ladies should see me when I have the microphone. I have a remote control uh, as my microphone when I'm home or when I'm around friends. So I always do it for fun. But hey, thank you, Mr. Pragmatic. Said great job, Marty. I appreciate that. Um, I had fun this evening. This was really good. I had fun. I look forward to providing you all with some more content early next week. And check out my video tomorrow. I'm going to be providing a little bit of information on how you can join this channel because I have some exclusive content for only members that join the channel. If you've already joined the channel, I really appreciate it no matter what level of membership you had received and chose. I appreciate all of the support and contributions here. Thank you again, Lucky McKinnells, for your encouragement in the chat. And hey, listen, we got some good boxing coming up. I look forward to all of you joining the live next Friday, same time as yesterday. And I have some good content coming up this week. And I look forward to seeing you all there. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and also join the channel. The link is in the description. I'm Manager Marty. Till next time.